everyone, you're welcome back to my channel. My name is Joy White. Thank you so much for stopping by. Please, if this is the first time you're checking on my channel, kindly hit on that subscribe button and turn on your notification bell so that you get notified whenever I post a new video. Thank you. So guys, in today's video we're going to be learning how to cut and sew this kimono jacket you're seeing on your screen. That is what we're going to be doing today. So I have this fabric here with me. This is a damask fabric that we're going to be using in sewing this jacket. So I cut out 2 yards of this fabric. We're going to be using it in making this jacket. So I folded my fabric into 4. As you can see, we're going to be cutting the front and the back together. So I've just gone ahead to fold it into 4 before we start cutting. So now the first thing we're going to do, this is going to serve as a shoulder line. So we're going to be taking our neck width. So the neck width I'm working with, I'll be taking 3.5. So this jacket is going to be having a collar, and I'll be using a different fabric in making that collar, a black doll face. That's what we'll be using in making creating that collar that you're seeing on this jacket. So now just go ahead and mark at 3.5 for the front and for the back. So 3.5. Then for the back, I will come down with 1 inch. 1 inch. I hope you can see what I'm doing. So I'm coming down with 1 inch for the back, and I will connect it with my curve. So for the front, I am going to come down with 8 inches for the front. 8 inches for the front. So after doing that, the next thing we're going to do, so I'm going to be exhausting what I have here. So from the center back, what I'm having here is about 18.5. So for this width, I'm going to be exhausting everything. We'll not be cutting anything out. So the next thing I will just go ahead and do is to take the shoulder slope. So the shoulder slope I am working with here is 1.5. I can even go with 1 inch. So let me just use 1 inch for the shoulder slope. After taking the 1 inch, I'm going to go ahead and connect it to the neck width that we have here. The next thing we're going to do, we're going to be taking the sleeve, the round sleeve that I'm working with. So I'll be working with 13 inches. Let me make it 13.5 inches. We are going to be taking the shoulder to the hip. So the hip I am working with is 45 inches. 45 inches. So 45 divided by 4 will give me 11.25. 11.25. I will go ahead and add 4 inches or 4.5. Let me just take 4.5 because I'll be using that other ½ inch for joining. 4.5. It's actually a very free jacket. You can still go with 4 inches. It all depends on what you are working with. So whatever I have here, I will take it at the hem. So I'll measure what I have here. What I have here is 15.75. So I will come over to the hem and mark out the 15.75 like so. Then I'm going to connect it. Okay, from this shoulder point is 14.5. So I've gone ahead to mark at 14.5. I'm going to connect it this way because I want to take the same measurement I took here. That's why I'm connecting it this way. So now I'm going to I'll be taking the 15.75 I took here. Can you see it? I will connect it. And now I am going to just connect it this way. Can you see it? I'm connecting it this way to create my curve. The next thing we're going to do, we're going to cut out what we have here. I'm cutting the back first before we come over to the front to cut out the front. So after cutting it out, this is what we have. So at this point, what we will be doing, I'll be taking out the back because now we're going to be working with the front. The back is not going to be having any joining, so just carefully remove out the back So this is what we have for the front. So now remember I marked out 8 inches here. So there are two ways I'll be showing you how to get your opening. So you can as well go ahead from this 3.5, you just curve it to this 8 inches and open it up. So what if I do this, I'm going to be having a sharp point here. So to avoid these sharp points, I'm going to measure at this same 14 inches I marked at. I'm going to be marking it here, this 14 inches. Can you see it? So now what I'm going to do, I'm going to use my free hand, or you can use your curve to connect it. Can you see the way I placed my curve ruler? So I'm connecting it to this 14 inches. You just bring it down this way. So from this point, I'm connecting it to this 14 inches and I'll just open it up. Some people can go ahead and come out with half an inch and open it up. So you can still do that as well. So after doing this, I'll be cutting out the front. So after cutting it out, this is what we have. So I'm going to go ahead and open it up for you to see. So this is what our kimono jacket is going to look like. So don't forget, we're going to be having a collar of 2 inches or 2.5 that will be attaching to this front part. So here is the back part, here is the back part, and here is the front part. So the first thing we're going to be doing, we're going to be joining the shoulder point. So I'm going to place my kimono this way, right side facing each other. I will go over to my machine. I'm going to sew down using half an inch and join the shoulders together. So I have joined the shoulder and this is what we have. So I just folded it because we are going to be taking the measurement for the collar. So what you are going to do, you are going to fold your fabric this way. So this is the back neckline. So on this back neckline, this center back, you are going to notch the center back. So I'm going to notch it this way. So before we measure this neckline, I am going to remove half an inch again. Remember I mentioned that while cutting, then you can as well go in and remove half an inch. You can also, even from this point, take out up to 1 inch or 1.5. So I'll go ahead and remove the half an inch quickly. So can you see the way I did this? I didn't get to the neckline, so I stopped at this point here. So I'm okay with what I have here. So now we're going to measure the collar. So you're going to get your tape and measure around the neckline. Remember, we have notched the center point. So I'll just go ahead and measure what we have here. So what I have is 60 inches, 60 plus 26.5, that is 86.5. Let me just say 87 inches. So 87 inches is what we have. So I've gone ahead to cut out the collar that we'll be using. So I cut out on fold, it is 3 inches. Can you see 3 inches? So when you open it up, it is 6 inches. So I went ahead to add an interfacing to it and I ironed it out. So now what you are going to do, you are going to fold your collar into two this way and you are going to notch the center point. So after notching the center point of this collar, you come to the back neckline, the center back. We are going to be placing what we have here. So this is how we are going to place our collar. You pin it and we are going to be sewing down using half an inch. So I'm going to be using half an inch to sew down from one end to the other end, and when I'm done with that, I am going to use my weaving machine to weave it. If you look at the shoulder point, I have weaved it and I ironed it out. So you're going to be working with your weaving machine. So I'm going to weave it out. After joining the collar, I'll go ahead and weave it out. So I'll do that quickly and show you what we have. So after attaching the collar, this is what we have. I've gone ahead to weave on it and I ironed it out. So this is what we have for the collar. Can you see it? Let me place both front and back together. So can you see it? This is how the collar is looking. So at this point, the next thing we're going to do, we're going to be attaching this fabric to the sleeve. Looking at the sleeve, you'll discover it has a black fabric attached to it. So I'm going ahead to cut it out. So I cut out 6 inches and on fold is 3 inches. So I'll go ahead and attach it. So after joining the sleeve, the next thing I'm going to be doing now is to sew down the side. So I'm going to be using 1/2 inch in sewing down the side. Remember we added 4.5 inches. So I'll just go ahead and use 1/2 inch and sew it down on both sides. After joining the sides, this is what we have. I've gone ahead to iron it out. So this is what our kimono jacket is looking like. I just want to place it together so you see what we have. So this is the collar. I've ironed down the sides. So this is what we have for our jacket. So at this point, the next thing I'm going to do, we're going to be attaching the drawstring to the dress. So I've cut out this piece that I'll be using. So what I cut out here is 2.5 inches or so. So what I will go ahead and do is to go to my machine. I'm going to be sewing it down. Can you see what I'm doing? I'm going to sew it down, but before I do that, I will fold the hem because we've not folded the hem. So I'm going to fold the hem using 1 inch. So after folding the hem, so I'm going to place it this way. Can you see the way I'm placing it? I'll place it this way. After folding the hem, you're going to fold the hem. So I'll place it this way. I will sew on both sides. After sewing on both sides, I'm going to be stitching at the midpoint because I'm going to be creating what? 2 drawstring here. So I'll do the same thing for the other side as well. So here is the final outcome of our kimono jacket. Can you see how neat it is looking? So this is what our jacket is looking like, our drawstring kimono jacket. So this is what we have for our jacket. Can you see the drawstring? So I've attached it to it, and this is what our jacket is looking like. Very easy and simple to make, guys. So this is it. So please, if you find this tutorial helpful, don't forget to hit on that subscribe button, and please turn on the notification bell so that you get notified whenever I post a new video. Like and share this video, make your comments. Till our next tutorial again, we'll be doing something else. Thank you so much for watching. Bye.